bring the November 9th, 2015 public meeting of the Fayette County Area Planning Commission to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I just assumed
Brenda, would you take roll call, please?
Yes. Ed Harrell.
Here.
Mark Flum.
Here.
Warren Sudoff. Gabe Nobby.
Here.
Leo DeKing. Here. Brian Jennings.
Here.
Carl Hilton. Jason Waterman.
Here.
Dick O'Neill.
Here.
All here except two.
Okay. First up on our agenda is the approval of minutes. We do not have minutes, and we need to move that to next month.
Right.
So
Please.
we need a recommendation to move that to next
So
month.
moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion about that? Okay, all in favor of tabling the minutes till next month, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, approval of minutes will be in December. Next on our agenda is a public hearing for petition number 13983 by petitioner SBA Communications Agent Stephen Spencer at 8053 West County Road 200 South. Zoning class is A2. The petition is for a special exception for a transmission tower. Here in front of us is something we should probably look at prior to anything with that, though.
Okay. What you have, it's two letters. The first one is the letter I received previously from Mr. Spencer. Is his clients wanted to table the meeting because I guess they're reconsidering on how to deal with the towers out there. So what they wish to do is, so he sent me an email to make it a request. Typically, as we have in our rules, is we table for 1 month, but this is one of the things where the board does have the authority, to grant them, 2 months rather than 1 month. And so that would be January 11th. And Mr. Spencer did ask that if, by some chance, the T-Mobile decided that they wanted to get on the agenda for this December meeting, they said they would. I gave them the information on the dates, which I had to have the information. Well, they had to publish. So it's possible they could have it in December, but they would like to at the least till January 11th. So we need a motion and a vote from the members of the Area Plan Commission to do so.
Okay.
I make a motion that we table this till the January meeting.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, we'll do roll call.
Okay. Ed Harrell.
Yes.
Mark Flum.
Yes.
Gabe Nobby.
Yes.
Leo DeKing.
Yes.
Brian Jennings.
Yes.
Jason Waterman.
Yes.
Dick O'Neill.
Yes.
All in favor.
Okay. The public hearing on petition 13983 will be given a continuance until January. Okay, next on our agenda is the discussion for APC 2016 priorities.
Okay, and I don't know if anybody's given much thought or anything about that, but if you haven't, if we could have some ideas on what you'd like us to take care of on December, at the December meeting. So that way in January, then we can have I can have drawn up the plan for 2016. And I think the primary projects would be, most of the way accomplished. We have a lot of things done with the home occupation, but I think I don't think it should take very long or a lot of effort to go ahead and bring the home occupation, the home-based business rules into this century. And I think another one is to, really, I think we really do need to update the fees, because I know that, for example, the health department updated their fees to bring them more in line with their increased cost over time. And I know nobody likes the idea of actually raising fees, but since fees are actually there intended to cover the cost of services, which is primarily the inspections, I think that's something that we do need to look at. There's a couple of ways to do that. One would be based on, what has the actual, you can use the consumer price index to see how much has changed since the ordinance was adopted in 1993 and adjust along those lines. You can look at about what does it cost every time I go out to do an inspection, and then base the number of, the fees on the number of inspections. For example, is if we are going to, someone's going to build a new dwelling, there's frequently we can do the rough mechanical, the rough electric, the rough plumbing, and the rough framing at the same time, but that isn't always done that way. So there's actually, I think there's 7 actual, I'd have to run through everything, but with the various inspections, because what I inspect is the first one is the footing inspection. Then if it's a poured wall, we inspect before it's poured, making sure all the reinforcement is in place. Then the next inspection, then if it's a block wall, what we look at is, before the sill plate's placed on it, I inspect to make sure that the anchor bolts are set at the proper height, and then that they're properly set. Because periodically I do find where people haven't filled the cavity with mortar. So I have found problems with improper setting of those. Now the next inspections after that are, there's a rough framing inspection, there's the rough mechanical inspection, rough plumbing, which can ideally you take care of that at the same time as you do the 2 air tests, both the water and then also the sanitary. Then the rough mechanical, rough electric, rough plumbing, and then also the framing. Then there's the final inspection. And so each of those is, last time we discussed this, estimated is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about, of my time, county's money, about $25 per inspection. When you look at the mileage, wear and tear on the vehicle, all the costs associated with it. So those are, or we can do a combination of the two. Okay, and I had someone who had questions about things for 4-H, and I spoke with Mr. Nobby about this. In that and there's a lot of things people would like to do with their children for 4-H, which even though it isn't going to cause a nuisance, strict interpretation of the area zoning code would say no way, nuh-uh. So a possibility is, and another project is to really look at. When is it appropriate and what type of exemptions as far as 4-H animals, something along those lines. I think those are probably the primary things for next year, from my perspective. So if there's anything else with members of the Plan Commission, Zoning Board, that if not tonight, but at least look at things for it, really talk through these things in December.
Anyone have any ideas for Bill tonight, or you want to hold those off until December?
Sounds good.
December's fine with me.
Okay.
Bill, do you check the termite shield or rock foundation before the sill plate's put
Yep,
down?
that's one thing we look for is for the foam between the,
Okay.
and it's the,
Okay. Next on our agenda is the director's report.
unfortunately as everybody knows, I've been going through some crazy things right here. I wasn't able to complete the director's report. So what I will have for next director's report is going to cover October, November, and then also December.
Okay.
And so things seem to be smoothing out a little bit more. So, and I think, but around the first or second week of December, things are going to pick up and get kind of crazy for me again. With all that, everything that's been going on with my family.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else from members of the board?
Oh, I do have one thing I want to mention is that I don't know how long it's going to take, but I've been called for jury duty on Monday. Hopefully, if they do have court, it'll only be a one-day thing. I want you to know, and anybody who might be watching that, so there may be some issues with me on jury duty with having to play with things. And I think Brenda has an announcement that she needs to make.
I have actually taken on a event planner, sales marketing manager for Jungle Gyms market up in Fairfield, and I will start next week. It's a full-time job, and it's going to take up a lot of my time. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to resign from area planning and BZA. I can stay until the end of the year if you guys choose to want me to, and then that'll give you some time to find somebody else and to take my place.
So what I'm going to do is, I already spoke with Leota, is what I'd like to do, at least initially, is I'm going to put a blast out to the county employees to mention that this is going to be there, and what it comes down to is for the BZA and APC, each of those are $125 a quarter. So it's most of the time it's this year's unusual with these two special meetings, but that there'll be an opportunity for some additional income for someone with the secretary for both the BZA and the APC. And like I said, I kind of like to go ahead and provide the opportunity to county employees first. Because for a long period of time, I think Brenda is the first, since I've been here, the first person who hasn't been a county employee.
Thank you guys for your
Yeah, it's fine.
opportunity for me to do this.
Brenda,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much for your service.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And,
Good
Yeah.
luck on your new position.
Thank you.
okay, now based on the pre-meeting conversation is, I could use a chunk of cheese every now and then.
Just come look me up when you come to Jungle Gyms.
You mean I'm gonna have to pay for it?
I could give you maybe my discount. I don't know. I'm sure they'll give me some kind of discount.
Oh boy, free stuff.
Well, if there is nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I moved to adjourn.
Okay, all in favor of adjournment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned.
I call the November meeting of the Fayette County Board of Zoning Appeals to order. If you'd please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Brenda, if we could have a roll call, please.
Okay. Carrie Steele. Kenny Burgess.
Here.
Bill Crawford.
Here.
Ed Harrell.
Here.
Jason Waterman.
Here.
We have 4.
We
have a quorum.
Yay. Moving on to through the agenda, we have the minutes from our meetings of August and September. However, we don't have our minutes.
Right.
from
They will
those
be
meetings,
presented
so,
next month.
Should we have a motion to do that, or just
Move.
so moved?
Second.
And second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing for SBA Communications, the agent of Stephen Spencer. This was actually tabled by the APC until their January meeting, so we have nothing to move forward on with this, correct?
Exactly, so no action because it hasn't come before the board.
Okay. So next item then would be the director's report, which is also not here at the moment.
Correct, that will be at December meeting also.
All right, very good. Any other items of business? We're going to move to adjourn.
Since we have nothing on the agenda, I move to adjourn.
I would second that.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Jason?